Today we're going to learn how to train the threadle or in verbal cue. So we start out just by simply releasing our dog to our hand with food in it. And then we also want to help them find the jump and then reward and mark them for finding the jump. So while this is a verbal cue, it is important to know how to handle it well when you're on course. So a good habit to get into is feet forward and parallel to the bar, and then upper body reaching back. I am releasing her on her verbal in cue. If your dog doesn't understand that yet, feel free to release first and then use the in cue, but realize that they may be a little bit confused about that at first. The next step is we're going to not reward from hand. We're just going to let them come in and find the jump on their own. We don't want to babysit the jump, so we want to hold our position until the dog finds the bar, even if they're looking back at us. I'm now going to demonstrate some troubleshooting for if your dog has a hard time getting distance on the jump. And so one thing I've recently learned is to put a target, such as a food bowl down there, reward the dog at the wing away from you so that they're not learning to come straight to you and then go out and find the jump. They're still learning to really target that wing. You should keep working to build distance. If you have an 80% success rate at a certain level of difficulty, make it harder. And now we're going to demonstrate just some different positions and handler speeds that you can try. So one thing I find for Chica that's very hard is when I am not close to the wing, and then also obviously when I'm moving quickly. It's really hard for her because she's a little bit more motion sensitive. So usually for her I'll add distance first and then speed. I'll play around with being really far up ahead of the dog like this, or being lateral to the jump more like this, and I'll play around with having the bowl there, not having the bowl there. It really depends on your dog what's going to be beneficial for them. Some may be distracted by the bowl, and some it may really help, like it does with Chica. So just keep working. There's so much you can do just on one jump. You could spend hours and hours really working this if you really wanted to. There's so many different angles and options. But the important thing is that the dog really understands the concept, because if they understand the concept, they can apply it a little bit better on course, because agility is a randomized sport and no two courses are ever going to be the same. So just keep working it, keep it positive, and shoot for that 80% success rate to start making things harder.